Hey guys, I am here this week to wrap things up talking about exercise growing up with CF and my more recent workout routines since transplant and while waiting for transplant again. And my little best friend Ellie, look, you could say hi. Is gonna hang out with me. We'll see how that goes.
I got cystic fibrosis. See, I've got cystic fibrosis.
So, to start off with, I think that the best exercise for people with CF is anything that involves cardio of some sort, and if it gets your heart rate up and pumping. Okay, she's leaving. I am not someone who enjoys running unless there is a reason behind running, and it's got to be a good reason. Even after my transplant, like, a lot of people get new lungs and they set goals to be like, I'm gonna run a marathon because I can breathe, and why not? I am not that person, nor will I ever be that person. When I was growing up, obviously before my transplant, I always participated in a lot of school sports, everything from the basketball team to the volleyball team to cross country, track and field, soccer. As I got older, I kind of chose my sports of choice. In high school, I was on the volleyball team, so I kept up with that as my main sport. I believe Carrie's coming to say hi. She does not fit on my lap. No touching. Come here. So in high school, I chose volleyball. I stuck with that. It was easiest. I had made the team, and it just kind of worked with my schooling scheduling. I stopped playing soccer. I think grade 8 was my last year that I played in like the local rec league team. Just because it was getting harder to play and I kind of had lost interest in it. Basketball was like I wasn't like bad, but I wasn't good. So volleyball ended up being my sport of choice. And then I was also in band where grade 9 I played the French horn in music class, but once I joined band in grade 10, I switched over to trumpet. Fortunately, because the French horn is just a terrible instrument. It is hard to play and it does not sound good unless you are very good at it. So I'm sure my parents were happy that I switched from that, but I'm sure they would have preferred a quieter instrument. But honestly, like, practicing the trumpet and playing it in class and whatnot was so similar to doing physio, like with my pep. That it was such a good like workout for my lungs, and I didn't even realize it at the time. It's more like in hindsight and looking back on things that I'm like, oh yeah, like I guess that would have been like a nice workout for my lungs and like clearing any secretions and stuff like that. So I always did 3 treatments, first thing in the morning, after school or afternoon, and then before bed or after dinner kind of thing. And it didn't matter if I had soccer practice and volleyball or band and basketball or whatever. I would still come home, you know, if I came home after school and I had volleyball practice for an hour after school, then my treatment was done just an hour later than it usually was. So don't let that make you lazy, in a sense, I guess, and skip out on treatments, because that's just not going to help with anything. And not going to put you any further ahead. Don't touch. She's trying to steal my stuffed animal. Reggie's not for you. I'll show you guys Reggie. The first teddy bear that my now fiance ever bought me. First hospital stay. And my dogs always try and steal him, which is why he's in this back room that they usually aren't allowed in, so they're excited. In the time post-transplant and pre-rejection, I did the 3-month rehab program with my transplant center, which is a physio routine that kind of just involves different aspects. It's mainly for mobility and like recovering from surgery purposes. So It's a workout. I'll get into that in a bit because that's the workout I'm currently doing. But when I was feeling good, I ended up back at school at the University of Guelph. I was working out probably like 3 to 5 days a week. I know I had a friend that we became gym buddies, and we would go to the gym after our morning class 3 days a week. And it was going just for like fun. So I did a lot of weightlifting, and I really only did cardio on either the treadmill or a bike as kind of like a warm up and cool down kind of thing, and just to get my heart going a bit. And I was playing on like the intramural volleyball teams as well. Come back home in the summers, like Sarnia's on the beach, so I was playing beach volleyball as well. And it was kind of fun that I was just exercising for the fun of it, and I like didn't have to worry about doing it as a means of clearing out the mucus in my lungs, but it was just for fun and just to kind of see how much I could achieve. Come relisting and going into rejection, that would be when we adopted Carrie, so my golden retriever. So taking care of her as a puppy for a while became my main source of a workout. Walking her, taking her out, running around, playing with her. And that was while I was still doing all the assessments for listing. Now that I'm listed, there's a mandated workout program that is 3 days a week. You do 20 minutes on a treadmill, and they customize it to your ability based on speed and incline and whatnot. It's 15 minutes on a stationary bike, and again, customizing all the settings and that based on what you're able to do. There's some free weights, so doing some biceps, triceps, squats, and then just some leg strength, kind of like lifting the ankle weights, stuff like that. And I believe that sums it up. So for now, I've tried adding in some yoga and some meditation, which I know everybody earlier in the week kind of touched on a bit. And I'm really going to set that as something I want to add in, not just for exercise, but also for like the mental side of that, and just managing my anxiety and life and these dogs, because they are crazy. But yeah, so right now I really only do the 3 days of physio. In the winter, you know, it's harder to get out. My I can't shovel anymore. I literally shovel one row and I'm so exhausted beyond any normal ability. This is my 80-pound dog who thinks she's a lap dog. Hi, Care Bears. Do you say hi? She doesn't like the camera very much. I also just got back from clinic, so my dogs are like extra clingy right now because I was gone for 3 days, I think. Ooh, staticky. So they're just being big suckies for their mom, which I'm not complaining about. But yeah, so basically, wintertime is tough. My energy is at its lowest. I mean, it's dark all the time. It's just bleh. And I'm sure a lot of you feel that way as well. So just getting myself out of the house for those workouts 3 days a week is an accomplishment. So by adding in some yoga and meditation, which I'm hoping to get into with the guidance, especially from Chelsea, with her awesome yoga skills as a yoga teacher, it can be something that I can do from my home. So I'm hoping to add that kind of stuff in just so that I can do it at home, like when I have that burst of energy. Let me know if any of you are also on a hospital or doctor kind of managed workout routine, and we can compare notes on what we're doing and maybe suggest different workouts or stretches to each other. And as always, stay salty, and we'll see you next week.